This is going to be a video review of the recipe called 5-layer cookie box brownie cheesecake that you may have seen on the Tasty website. I decided to give it a try and see how it turned out. This is a special video collaboration along with my friend Starly, a fellow Canadian YouTuber. Her channel's called Coupon Star, and in her video she's going to show you how you can save money on baking ingredients. Lots of great ideas on her channel. If you want to check out her video, look for it in the description box below and at the end of this video.
Let's see what's cooking, let's get the facts. Let's see what's cooking, it's time for Yo-Yo Max 12.
Hello everyone, first thing you're going to do is get your 10-inch springform pan out and you're going to line it with a large piece of plastic wrap. Then take a 1-pound tube of chocolate chip cookie dough. I'm using the Pillsbury brand, but you can use whatever kind you like. And you're going to take this and you're going to press it in the bottom of the pan in an even layer all the way around. And then once you're done that, take the plastic wrap, put it on top of it, and then pop it out of that springform pan. And I put mine on a plate, and you're going to put it in the refrigerator and allow it to chill while you prepare the rest of the recipe. Now you'll need to prepare 2 boxes of brownie mix according to package directions, and that's adding the oil and water and eggs that the package calls for. Blend that up, then grease your 10-inch springform pan with cooking spray. Pour the brownie mix inside. Now what we want to do is we want to bake this so that there is a space in the middle. So in order to achieve that, you need to put a pan or a bowl in the center of this to push that brownie batter up. And so you need a little edge that's free. So what I did is I took this saucepan I took the handle off so it would fit. I greased the bottom of the pan, and then I kind of placed it on top of the brownie mix. I know you can see there's a space all the way around the edge. And then I just pressed it down until the brownie batter came up along the sides to about just over halfway up. I placed a measuring cup in there just to keep the pot from going up while the brownies were baking. Now the recipe says to bake this for 35 minutes. Now I read the recipe reviews and it said to bake it longer. I baked it for 45, but as you can see when I pulled that pot out, the brownie was not done in the bottom. The edges were done, but the bottom was completely raw. So I scraped all that brownie batter off, put it back in, cleaned the pot, greased the pot, and I put it back in the oven for another 20 minutes. And then finally the brownie was done all the way through. And then you just let that cool while you prepare the cheesecake part. Cheesecake part is 3 8-ounce packages of cream cheese at room temperature, a couple teaspoons of vanilla extract, an egg, half a cup of white granulated sugar. Blend that up until it's nice and smooth and fluffy. And set that aside for a moment. Now you'll need about 40 Oreos for this if you want to. The Tasty recipe says to use whole Oreos. So take the whole Oreos and you're going to put them in the bottom of the brownie. Now that's still warm from the oven. I didn't cool it very much at all. Take the cheesecake batter, fill it up, and it actually fills up the space perfectly. I didn't have any leftover cheesecake mix in the bowl. And then you're going to bake it at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for about 45 minutes or so until the edges are set and the center of the cheesecake is still a little bit jiggly. Now this is still hot. I threw the Oreos on top of it, and then I took that disc of refrigerated cookie dough and I placed it on top and kind of tucked it in, and I kind of pressed down a little so that the Oreo cookies would be pressing into the cheesecake a little bit. And then Tasty says to bake this at 350 for 20 minutes. 20 minutes was nowhere near enough. I probably baked it closer to 35 minutes until it was golden brown and the cookies looked like they were set. And my cookies kind of went over the edge a little bit, so what I had to do is I actually had to cut some of the cookie off around the edge, and then I put it in the refrigerator and allow it to chill completely. Alright, so here are my main thoughts on this recipe. I actually made this for Max's 20th birthday this year. This is what I used for his birthday cake. Now, the main complaint I have with this is that the Oreo cookies, because they're whole, makes it almost impossible to slice through this cake. As you can see on the top here in this picture, there's actually cracks in between the Oreo cookies. So when you're slicing this up, even if you use a super sharp knife, you're going to get cracking on the top, and to get a pretty slice is almost impossible. It's really, really hard to get a pretty clean slice of dessert. I don't know how they did it on the Tasty website, but their slices are really pretty, and it was really hard to do. So either leave the Oreos out or just cut them up into small pieces instead of putting them on whole. The brownie does not burn, except it does get quite firm and quite chewy and a little bit hard, especially if it's put in the refrigerator, and it needs to be in the fridge because of the cheesecake. So overall, not a bad recipe. It is very decadent, super sweet, and very impressive looking. And I would make this again, but with some modifications. Thank you for watching. And please don't forget to check out Coupon Star's video. Check out her channel. Subscribe while you're there. She's going to give you some great, easy tips on how to save money on some of these ingredients.